center off to Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot, far down, he scored!
Come from behind for a month, now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him! Wow! Edwards pulls up and buries a play! Richardson tries, out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money. Daniels takes a shot for Derby.
And yes, welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caratenuto at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. She's show live here every day. My IG, Michael.Caratenuto.5. Subscribe to my YouTube and KSRN. Go to www.ksrnaz.com. You can listen live on the best internet radio because since you are listening live, y'all, I am joined by, first time on the program, but fellow Jersey guy doing me a solid, head coach Bobby Hurley joining me, the men's basketball coach. Hey, Coach, man, I really appreciate you jumping into to Pitchfork Lunch to start our show off in the middle of the week. How are things going?
Going good, Michael, man. Appreciate you having me on. I should have been on prior to this. What happened?
You know, I mean, look, you guys have schedules, and like I tell Connor, I tell Doug, I tell everybody, it is a homer show. It was a love thought for a while. I started last season and got to a good amount of coaches, and I'm like, man, I got to get to Coach Hurley. I mean, being a fellow Jersey guy, I'm originally from North Plainfield, Coach, so you always had a soft spot. You had my vote before you got hired here.
We got to stick together, Jersey guys in the desert.
Absolutely. You know, and I obviously want to get to this year's team, but man, a lot of people have seen your history, like, you know, play out. And I mean, what you did at Duke and becoming a point guard. And a lot of my friends, and I didn't really want to ask you, this is not terrible, but a lot of my friends, you got to ask them, like, how tough was it to become a coach? Because a lot of people say, like, if you become a really great player, yes, you were coachable. Obviously, I know that, Coach, but like a lot of times really good and great players can't be coaches because it's not that they don't see the effort from their team. They just didn't do it how you did it. So how is that transitioning into coaching for you?
Well, I think naturally the position that I played, the point guard spot is like, you know, the quarterback on the floor. And so you're responsible for really everything that happens. And you learn a lot of instinctive things that I think translate to coaching. I was responsible for not only my position, but making sure that all the players were doing their job properly, were in the right position. So you get a well-rounded education, you know, playing that position. And I just think it's all the years that I put into the game. I don't know if I was born to be an NBA player. I really worked at it. And I was fortunate to grow up in a basketball family with, you know, my dad being a Hall of Fame coach. So seeing that and living that every day, you know, helped the transition from becoming a player and now becoming a coach.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I always thought about that too, because people are like, who do you think makes the best coaches? And I've always, in basketball, I thought not that anybody can do it, but definitely point guards. Just like I think in soccer, I think a lot of goalies at the international level make a lot of the best coaches just because, again, the way you see the game develop and calling it out. You mentioned your family. Obviously, like you said, your dad, a Hall of Fame coach, and being from Jersey and what he did. I know obviously he's coached, but like, and it came full circle with you getting to coach your son. But when you were playing and you played for your dad, how tough is that sometimes for you as a kid? Was it tough for you as a player to draw those lines? Like, yeah, he's coach right here, not dad.
Yeah, it's always hard to differentiate, you know, dad coaching me, staying on me, trying to get me better as a basketball player, and then the personal side of that. And sometimes you take things too personally, and you know, the relationship, you know, it's a tough deal to navigate. So that's why I think, you know, I did the best job I could. I think Bobby, you know, my son has had a great, you know, parent-coach experience. I think he's learned quite a bit. He's developed and he's gotten better, and it's been just a joy, to have him in the program.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, and having talked to a lot of different coaches in different sports throughout the years, it is funny, that interaction. And the one question I do always ask you guys, though, Coach, is, are you allowed to talk hoops at the dinner table? Does Mom allow that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a basketball, family, and it's my wife knew what she was getting into. So Bobby and I will watch sports in general. We're big sports fans, but obviously basketball's number one, particularly once the college season starts, and whether we're preparing for an opponent or I'm watching my brother play because of the time change. I could see his games earlier, so we try and connect and just watch a lot of basketball together. He's got great insights, and we just love watching basketball.
Which is, I mean, yeah, absolutely awesome. I can get on board with that. This year's team, I mean, in this day and age, and you've talked about it, a lot of coaches have said, with the transfer portal, it is it's a changing coaching world in a way, because, it might not be the same team from year to year, but man, the team you assembled this year, I mean, I know Adam Miller is back. Sean Phillips is obviously back too. Your son came back, like you said, for that leadership as well. But man, I'll let you talk about it because you give it more justice. But these athletes you've assembled, I mean, I know Jaden Quinton, everybody says, man, I can't. And I know you said it too. I can't believe this kid's 17. I mean, start with him. But what does this team look like for Sun Devil Nation?
Well, just first of all, like overall, it's a change. The landscape has changed considerably. There are players that have walked out the door here that I've coached that I wished I could coach them forever. And then in the past, you were able to have, you had ability to construct a team. And, the year we went 12-0 and got to our first NCAA tournament, we were losing Shannon Evans, Cody Justice, and Trey Holder. People naturally thought we would take a step back, but, Rob Edwards and Zylan Cheatham were sitting out and practiced with the team all year. So really had a great understanding of what we were trying to do. And then we added Lou Dort. Remy Martin took a bigger role. And then all of a sudden we were back to the NCAA tournament again. In the current environment, it's a lot more difficult to do that. So you got to be prepared to work harder and teach more. So that's been a difference for me with the portal and the constant change. I wouldn't say it's exhausting, but like you have all different players that have been taught a different way of doing things, and now you're trying to get all these guys on the same page. So that's been the trick here the first couple of weeks of practice, and we've been going since the summer. But there is a great level of excitement about what we're watching in practice, and the ability to shoot the basketball is something that really stands out so far with this team. I think we could be one of the most improved three-point shooting teams in the country this year based on the guys that we brought in the portal and our recruiting class.
Yeah, I mean, and one guy I think that's interesting, obviously Austin Nunez is back. So like you say, when you're recruiting now, I mean, you recruit, he came in as a freshman and then he transferred, but you built that relationship. So was when he entered again, was his coming back just kind of just a natural fit for him and obviously you as a coach and as a program?
I don't want to speak on exactly what went into Austin's decision, but I would imagine that he had some really good moments his freshman year. I remember him up in the Barclays Center versus VCU and Michigan playing very well. Just his willingness to go after Tiger Campbell, when we played UCLA, and just he was fearless. So I'm excited to have him back in the program, and there was obviously a relationship there that mattered. And it didn't work out for him at Ole Miss. I think he probably learned and got a lot out of the year, but I don't think he wanted to risk the unknown again and wanted to come back to a familiar environment.
Yeah, and and you got to obviously have leaders on the team. And every time I hear Adam Miller talk, I mean, obviously his journey, I mean, the injuries has been, tough for him. And it's great to see him obviously healthy and back on the court as he was last season going into this season. But what does his leadership mean to you as a coach, but mean to the team as well?
Well, he's older. He's been through the wars. He he's got a good charisma, a voice. You hear him in practice talking all the time. So we need to get more guys willing to get out of their comfort zone and help each other through communication. So the more guys that are doing that, I think the better off we're going to be as we keep going. But I think Adam's very comfortable with the work that he's put in this offseason, and feels like, having a year in the program, that he understands, what we're trying to accomplish. And it's been great that he stepped up in that regard.
Oh, absolutely. And Coach, I know you got to get running, so I'll leave you on this one. I know, your brother, obviously the success he's had at UConn and winning championships, and everybody knows the saying, to be the best, you got to beat the best. So, my other fellow Sun Devil fans and my friends wanted to say, like, hey, we definitely want you to play UConn in the championship, and we want you to. I know it'll be tough, but we want you to take them down.
Well, I think there's one thing about Dan and I, is that we don't want to play each other, but if our teams are advancing and we're in the NCAA tournament, then it's in both our best interests. And but the one thing is, in that game, we'll both fight like heck for our players, and that's we have a relationship, we care about each other, but the most important thing would be, obviously, to do everything in our power to help our team advance and have our players have a great experience.
Well, absolutely. And Coach, look, I appreciate the time. I appreciate you jumping on. You're right. Us Jersey guys got to stick together. But, I'll be out at practice. And, again, hey, I appreciate coming on Pitchfork Lunch today, Coach.
Very good. Let's do it again, Michael. Appreciate you, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. And that is Sun Devil men's head basketball coach, Bobby Hurley. Man, absolutely awesome. And like I said, his 9th year. And, again, busy schedule. So I greatly appreciate him jumping on and making that happen to start the show off. But yeah, 9th season is crazy, because I know COVID kind of made things seem slow, but it's so fast that it went by. And you think, man, already the 9th season, man, I need some water after that. I know, pardon me. Got to get hydrated. But no, it's absolutely awesome. His 9th season, and yes, back-to-back tournaments. With COVID, definitely when it got canceled, they looked like they were headed to another. And yeah, look, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. We know, you've seen it, Sun Devil Hoops fans, and there's been players in here. But man, this roster, like I said, I mentioned, obviously Adam Miller coming back. And you guys know, a leader like that, what he can do for the team, again, just absolutely huge. So, but Jaden Quinn's, like I said, 17 years old, 17. And you see him, and obviously long and lengthy, and yes, he still has to, grow into, but the basketball IQ, Adam Miller, we heard him yesterday on the show Monday on the show, pardon me. Monday on the show talking about what, he's able to finish. And, that's one of those things where again, just absolutely huge, because when you think about it, yes, being able to finish with contact, sometimes you're not going to get calls. A lot of times you will get calls, though, right? So that's one of the things where I think Coach Hurley can be excited. Like I said, it is a changing landscape, but definitely able to assemble a roster. And like you said, I wasn't asking him to speak for Austin. And again, greatly appreciate Coach taking the time there to jump on. As again, he's got practice just started up. He's a busy man. People are, of course, me and everybody else. Just a few minutes of your time, Coach. Right? A few minutes, and he won't be sleeping. But no, this roster that he was able to assemble. Man, this fly doing it outdoors is driving me nuts. Sorry, guys, I'm not shooing you. I'm shooing this fly. but this roster he's able to assemble, you think about it. Adam Miller comes back. Sean Phillips, yes, a 7-footer, another year back. His son, Bobby Hurley Jr. came back, and like I said, I definitely had to get that in there. Austin Nunez, now back. Like I said, Sean Phillips Jr., but Jaden Quince is a freshman, man. This kid, unbelievable. But yeah, we talked to Alston Mason, who Sun Devil fans know his dad played here a little bit back. So Alston Mason, transfer that he brought in, and it's just, it's just, again, this mix and the talent and, a little bit of seeing out at practice. Obviously, he's there every day, but the excitement. And like I said, you heard Adam Miller on Monday. This team, man, it can be very exciting. And if you can play, Sean Phillips Jr. and Jaden Quinton together, you got two, Quinton's at 6'9", Phillips at 7 feet. And yes, that could just be a nightmare for teams. It's exciting. It's huge. So again, obviously pumped. We're in football season. Yes, Kansas is here this Saturday, 5 p.m. But pumped for hoop season. So again, big ups to Coach Hurley for doing that. Shout out to Connor, big assistance on that one as well. So yes, I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're set. Talk about what Coach Hurley talked about. Talk a little volleyball as they get set to take on Utah tonight. And a little soccer too, as, hey man, it's the day of interviews as head coach Graham Winkworth is coming up, and he will be joining us too here on Pitchfork Lunch. So I'll step aside and have more after this.
You've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org. This is the sound of a racing heart.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use Hayukin.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean Conn.
Bird gang, I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relay that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
And we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Carrottenuto at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you all know. And you can see the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, michael.carrottenuto.5. And the YouTube channel. Guys, if you're just joining now, I'm so happy you're here. But you missed Coach Hurley off the top of the show. You missed Coach Hurley off the top of the show. So you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. It's at Evans and Michael, V is in Victory, C is in Cat 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Not only can you see the Coach Hurley interview, you can see other interviews that we've already done with coaches, players. Got Coach Graham Winkworth coming up shortly too in about 8 minutes. So yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, my wonderful friends, you can now listen to the show, like I said, on the Casual Sports Radio Network. All you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com and go to the website, click Listen Live, minimize your screen. For those of you watching, tell your friends at work that missed out on Coach Hurley, and they can listen to them. Click Listen Live, minimize the screen, they get work done. Everybody's happy. They're not taking lunch at this present time. Or if they're driving to lunch, same thing. Can listen to it right there, on their phone, safe as they're driving to lunch. So that, my friends, absolutely awesome. And again, you go to ksrnaz.com. You can subscribe to all the socials. You get comprehensive coverage of the Cardinals, Suns, Mercury, Diamondbacks. Which, yes, the Mercury and Diamondbacks to finish up their seasons because the Mets wanted the Braves to get in. I guess they both wanted to go, so I'll have 3 teams from the East in there. Anyway, but you get all that comprehensive coverage, plus now the Sun Devil content and going around Sun Devil Nation, having interviews with coaches like Coach Hurley, and obviously, like I said, Coach Winkworth coming up. We've had obviously Coach Dillingham, Coach Regal, Coach Brian Ward's been on. Coach Natasha Adair as well. I mean, she's been on Z. Coach Jones from Wrestling's Bound. You get what I'm saying. So again, a plethora of awesome coaches. JJ Van Neal talking about volleyball tonight. He's been on. So again, be able to listen to it live on the Casual Sports Radio Network, www.ksrnaz.com, and listen live there. But yeah, my friends, it is pretty awesome because volleyball tonight is taking on Utah, their home opener for Big 12 play, which is just absolutely lovely it. Absolutely love it. JJ Van Niel and his team right now 12-2 overall. So yeah, it's and look, man, I get so excited anyway, but 12-2, and you need to get out to Desert Financial Arena tonight as Coach Van Niel and the squad and Shelly Sear actually was award winner this week. Last week. Was player of the week, but 12-2, like I said, overall, 1-1 in conference play, 3-0 at home, as we know, and we only had 3 games at home, 3-2 away. But yeah, coming off a tough 4-set loss to number 19 Baylor. They beat number 22 TCU right before that last Wednesday, as we saw. And then now Utah comes in as at 6:30 tonight, ESPN Plus. You can check it out there. Utah will be playing or ASU will be taking on Utah. But, I mean, look, then they have BYU on Friday. And BYU's number 20 in the country. So, yes, they're ranked, and a lot of their Big 12 foes now are obviously ranked too. So, definitely, we know they won't be overlooking that. Coach Van Niel, not the way he coaches us. You've heard him on the program last season, and again, we'll try to get him back this season. And Tuesday, before, not to fast forward too far, but we will have a player on before they take on that school down south. So we'll see. But again, you want to check us out live. Check me out live on Tuesday. Well, every day, but Tuesday again before that team down south comes up here to get beat up on. Again, they got to play the game, but I can say that because that's what and Homer show. That's what I'm hoping for. So. But yeah, 12-2 overall, and like I said, I mean, this team just continues to just absolutely crush it. I mean, when we look at what they've done as a team. I mean, 643 kills as a team, and their opponent's 474. I mean, yes, it's about getting points, but and I mean, Shelly Sear again leading the team in kills, but we've seen, I mean, obviously Claire Jeter at the net, Shania Cromartie, Bailey Miller. I mean, Shelly Sear, 161 kills on the season, and I think I said it last match, and you've heard a lot of broadcasts and just seeing her play, from last year to this year, but just a heavy arm, as they call it, and again, might not be 6'4", but is just absolutely crushing the ball. And then let's see. Bailey Miller has 94 kills. Shania Cromartie has 115. Again, on the outside on that pinch, she has been just a nightmare. Claire Jeter. She's got 102 kills. Again, playing in the middle, and again, just able to absolutely crush it. So, again, very exciting. That is coming up tonight. Whoa. But yeah, we're going to take a break, and when we get back, we should be chatting with Sun Devil women's soccer head coach Graham Winkworth. They got a big game against Utah on Friday, so we'll step aside and more Pitchfork Lunch coming up.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
All right, we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Carasino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. Check the show live out there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, IG, YouTube, and yes, now on the Casual Sports Radio Network. You can listen to us all around the world, and you should be listening to us all around the world right now because the man I am bringing in is the women's soccer head coach, Graham Winkworth. And he's Coach, I'm so happy you're here again because you were obviously it was great to getting to talk to you last year, having you on the show, being out at matches. But my friends were all watching the West Virginia game, and they said I had to ask you, have we calmed down from the red card that you didn't deserve? That you didn't deserve, by the way, because we all it has nothing to do with being a homer. You did not deserve it, but we don't have to get into that. We're just saying you don't deserve it.
Yeah, no, I'm all good. I spoke to the person that assigns the officials, and he's in agreement with you. So, all good.
Awesome. Well, Coach, I mean, this year's team, I mean, last year the Pac-12 and a solid season. You go into the Big 12 now, and, I mean, each week it just seems, and I know obviously you as a coach expect it, but this team is growing. The chemistry seems to get better and better. What have you taken from this first part of the season and early in Big 12 play now from the growth of your team?
Well, we've got a lot of younger players that have contributed quickly, and so that's been kind of cool. But we've been very solid defensively. We've only conceded 3 goals from open play all season long, which is great from 12 matches. We've been a little bit disappointed with our defending on set pieces. It's caused us some real headaches. Offensively, the same sort of problems, really. We've been fantastic in open play, creating and scoring some wonderful goals, but we're not dangerous enough on set pieces and should be scoring more. So it was a delight to see Grace get on the score sheet from such a play on Sunday night.
Yeah, and you talk about that, the set pieces. I mean, service, as you know, as a coach, is obviously very huge and important. But I mean, the way, I mean, Anasia served that up. But how do you feel, and to that, how do you feel Anasia's game has just grown? Because it seems to me, and not playing obviously as good as her, but growing up playing some, in the middle of the field, playing some center mid, when she kind of gets to seemingly run free, but orchestrate the organized chaos, as I like to call it, and can take the set pieces like that. What does that do for your team?
It's either I've got a really bad line or you do. But I think I got the question. Yeah, no, she's really stepped up this season. Last year, obviously, she was the main goal scorer. This year, she's got a little bit more support in that area. But she was the fittest she'd been was this preseason, which made a huge huge difference. And then also, she has really upped her game defensively. We defend from the front, and so it's nice for her to contribute in that way while still contributing with the goals.
And it's
I don't know if you can hear me, but you're paused and I can't hear anything.
Coach.
Oh
my goodness. I am sorry about, man.
I can hear you now.
Power outage yesterday. Internet doesn't like me today, probably because I mentioned that school down south on my Pitchfork lunch show. It doesn't like when I do that, Coach. But
No.
All right, let's pick it up from there. I was asking you, obviously, about Cam. Obviously, she transferred up from Arizona, but man, just noticing it more and more. But the way she's attacking, and I know obviously the way you set your team up, but the way she attacks, I got to think. Obviously, you love seeing that, but man, she is just a nightmare on the outside for defenders.
Yeah, she's got something that we not really have much of in the past, and in the attacking third, and that's pace. She's really starting to play to her strengths, get at people 1v1. She understands that if she makes a mistake, it's not a big deal, and I'm not bothered about it. But we're starting to try and encourage her to play to her strengths. Certain people are more like KB, Ine, are them the types of players that link play a little bit more. Cam is the sort of player that gets at people 1v1 and frightens them, and she's dangerous in that situation. And she's been used wide in recent weeks. We played a different formation in recent weeks, and she's been used in a really wide position, which is giving her more space and making her very dangerous. And you're paused again. So I don't know if you're talking.
All right, Coach.
Hello.
I'm going to have to fix this, but okay, I'll try one more time. I do not know why this is being this difficult. I haven't changed any. I'm not a tech person, as you see, Coach. I'm a Sun Devil grad. Right. I'm a broadcasting major. I am not a tech person, but yeah, no, you're talking about Cam's attack too. And I mean, you mentioned KB. Man, I mean, as a freshman in any sport to come in, but yes, you have to have a team around you, but to come in and have the goal scoring fiesta that she's had. Obviously, sky's the limit. I get that, Coach. But what have you seen from her game, and how have her teammates kind of made that transition seemingly very easy for her?
Yeah. I think Ine was probably the most excited because there was too much pressure on her just to be the only one performing in that sense last year. And this year there's a lot more of a support cast, and so she was excited to play with KB. And there's a lot of similarities in the way KB plays to the way Dougie played when she was here. I'm actually trying to encourage KB to be just a little bit more greedy. I don't mind if she misses chances. I don't mind if she loses the ball, but I want her to be almost a little more selfish in possession in the final third and not worry about it. But no, she's going to be a great threat for the next 3.5 years.
And Coach, when you say that, people that obviously understand soccer, understand the game, get what you're saying. But I guess maybe for a young player, how tough is that balance for not wanting to lose the ball, but like you said, you have those opportunities to take those shots.
Yeah. I think when you come in, obviously you've got the intimidating factor of older players, and you're worried about, if I don't pass to them, what are they going to think of me, etc. But the more being a centre forward is all about confidence and not really caring what anybody else thinks. And she's such a lovely girl. She does care, but at the same time, I want her to feel comfortable missing chances. I want her to feel comfortable giving up the ball. Because the moments that she doesn't, she'll score more goals and she'll be even more dangerous than she already is. And she's already a wonderful player. It's just some of it is just making decisions as to when to make that pass and when to take that shot. And she's probably more on the side of unselfish, whereas Dougie was more on the side of selfish and probably could have passed a couple. So it's just getting that balance right with these players. And then also taking into consideration, each of these girls, particularly the new ones, have all come from different teams and have all come from different playing styles where their previous coaches would have asked of them different ways. They might have been told to pass more in the final third, but I want them to have the freedom in the final third and not worry about missing.
No, absolutely. And speaking of that, I'd obviously be remiss. You're all-world goalie, and I mean, you've talked about her, and I know you said, and obviously as a coach, and the goalie never wants to let anything by. But the way Pauline has played, I mean, even from last year to this year, I mean, the growth that you've seen, but just to have that rock in back and to have the defense, obviously talented, but play with confidence. But Pauline's play, I mean, is there times she makes saves? And I don't like to use the word surprise, but are you almost like, holy wow, she just made that save?
Yeah, she's a great shot stopper. What separates her from the other great shot stoppers in the country is her ability with her feet, though. She's our 11th field player. She can make passes that some of the girls on the pitch can't make, and so that really separates her. Because I think that the Big 12 has got stronger goalkeeping than the Pac-12 had. Even, I mean, there's some teams with some incredible goalkeepers. We originally had a commitment from the Baylor goalkeeper, and she's an incredible goalkeeper. And then you look at Colorado's, TCU's, Oklahoma State's, just to name a few. There's some incredible goalkeeping in this league, but for me, I wouldn't trade any of them for Pauline.
Yeah, you said that, and I mean even though it's a 2-1 loss, the one in West Virginia, I mean, to watch her cut down the angle and just a hard shot at her, and she gets her hand on it, pops it up, and just snags it like it's nothing. I was like, yeah, that ball would have went by me. I know that much. But when you look at it, okay, you said that. I mean, from playing in the Pac-12, obviously, this year your 9th season now as head coach. Eighth season. Oh, sorry, 8th. Well, I want you to hear longer. See, you do such a great job. Just keep going. But 8th season as head coach. But I mean, like you said, from going to the Pac-12, where yes, obviously there were very talented teams, and you're talking about that. But just the transition to the Big 12. I mean, your first road game at BYU, you said it would be an atmosphere. And I mean, I believed you. I knew, but man, I wish I could have been there. But just watching it, and that atmosphere is awesome. But just going into the Big 12, what are some of the similarities, but some of the differences that you've seen so far?
Yeah. Obviously going to BYU was a cool experience. We didn't play very well, but it was a cool experience from an atmosphere standpoint. I love playing new teams. We've been over to Central Florida and Houston already. We go to Baylor and TCU next week, and we haven't played been to any of those places or played those teams We played Baylor a few years ago, but we haven't really played anybody. The new teams to play on, certainly in the league, and so that's kind of fun. There's obviously the cool piece of keeping the 4 schools together with Colorado, Utah, and Arizona joining us as well. So those rivalries remain, which is exciting. But I guess one of the things that I'm looking at within the Big 12 in compared to the Pac-12 is that there's a lot more parity from 1 to 16. I said at the beginning of the season we could finish first in this league, but we could also finish 16th. And so that makes, I think, every week anybody could beat anybody, and that's kind of exciting. I saw it was 0-0 between the 16th place team and the top team at halftime on Sunday, and so that's just emphasizes how close this conference is. We find ourselves at 6th at the midway point, almost the midway point, and so not where we want to be, but certainly in the top half comfortably. And so that's exciting.
Yeah, like I said, it's a competition. Like I said, I'm bummed that there is no more Pac-12. I talked about that last year, but like I told my watch viewers and listeners, like no more complaining this year. It is kind of a bummer, but to see, like you said, the new venues and stuff, and seeing these teams, and taking it is still crazy to say a conference road game at Central Florida. That is a jaunt. I got to get you out of here on this, and Coach, I'm so stoked you could jump on, even though, again, a little tech difficulties, but we got it figured out. What do you think of Coach Ross's job, Coach Alexander's job the other night against Cincinnati?
Well, Holly, Ross, and Ali, they were all co-head coaches on Sunday night, so they all did a fantastic job. And we had a substitution plan going into the match, which I'd taken the sessions leading up to the game and given them a substitution plan. They stuck to it, and it was a comfortable game, really. I don't think Cincinnati really came to play, and that was I was happy with our defending. They didn't really. I think they had one shot in the first 73 minutes. Right. And that chance was very, very difficult angle. I was disappointed with the way we closed the game out, and I was disappointed with our lack of creativity all night. Really, we only had three decent chances from open play, but overall, it was a very comfortable day for us.
It was, and then looking to Utah this Friday, back out at Sun Devil Soccer Stadium. What kind of, I guess, because obviously I would never want you to give your game plan away, but what kind of challenges does Utah present for this team against you guys?
Yeah. Well, Utah are a very possession-oriented team. They probably have more of the ball than any team in the conference. They pass the ball around extremely well. They're almost so indirect that they're not looking in behind very often. They haven't created all that many goal-scoring opportunities compared to some of our other opponents. But they are going to possess the ball. So we need to understand that there'll be large moments of the game where we won't have the ball, but we can still be in control of the game. So it's making sure that we don't get demoralized when we're chasing a little bit. But when we have possession of the ball, we need to look like we're dangerous as well.
Well, Coach, I always know from a coaching standpoint, there's improvement. Like I said, the way you guys have played out of the back and through the midfield as you're going into the season, it's very exciting to watch, and I think can obviously lead to more goals, which I know you want as well. But hey, thanks for jumping in and dealing with the landmines of the technology. We'll do this again soon. I look forward to seeing you out, and I always appreciate you taking some time, Coach.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that is awesome. And yes, that was tough. I apologize for the technical stuff, but hey, you know what? With Coach, we got through it, and we move forward. But yeah, Coach Winkworth, again, you talk about that team and Pauline Nellis as a goalkeeper. Like, if you have not been out, it is worth going to see. She has a ton of clean sheets. She almost had another clean sheet against Cincinnati. I mean, they got their goal in the 84th minute. I said 85th minute. I have to go back and look, but still, I mean, like you're saying, Anasia Cologne, Annie, as she is affectionately known by the team, the way she plays in the middle, and from her set pieces, I mean, and I even see, man, all that messed me up. I didn't get to ask him about the Lauren Kirkberg, who takes the corner kicks, who has just done great job. And I mean, even, someone that's experienced like Kerry Matthews, but yeah, Kiera Blundell is a freshman. He's had a hat trick. Like, it's an exciting team. And just like, again, if you're going to park the bus on them, yes, they can move the ball back and play possession and make you go back and forth and make it very tough for you. But that being said, like, if something does break down, having Pauline Ellison back is just absolutely, a game changer. But like you said, the goalkeeping, and quite a few. And I full disclosure, I was going to say to him, I haven't seen Baylor yet, but again, I love, obviously his willingness to, and you can talk about adjustments, but just kind of, maybe not fully switch the formation, but tweak the formation, and maybe switch a little bit on how you attack if your team's doing certain things. But yeah, Cam Valladares down the right side is just an absolute. Well, she was on the left side in the first half against Cincinnati. In the second half, switched over to the right side. But yeah, she is just going at people, and again, with an Asia Cologne, you have, Kerry Matthews and his defense that has just done such a solid job. And yeah, you work the ball through the midfield and you're like, oh, okay, we can do this. Ella Kettles, pardon me, say that 10 times fast, right? Ella Kettles, defensively as a freshman, just the way she plays. Again, the pressure she can put on, making sure that they're getting rid, of the ball. And Olivia Coleman as well, defensively, and kind of playing that central defender and, can play the right wing. It's just, again, it is. And Lucy Johnson, we see what she's done in the middle of the field. Just absolute, it is exciting. Look, we go from hoops to soccer, and crazy exciting because they're winning. Volleyball's winning. Football's 3-1, and they got Kansas coming up. So yeah, it's one of those things where, man, how can you not be excited, Pitchfork Lunchers? But yeah, for soccer, like I said, they are They are 7-2-3, right? Yeah, 7-2-3. And coach for his career now is 66, 58, and 21 up to the minute record there. So but 7-2-3 this year, 2-2-1 in conference play, and then 5-1-2 at home. So yeah, they're only lost at home, obviously, to recently to West Virginia 2-1, who ended up tying Arizona after they played ASU. So, or that school down south. Apologies, Pitchfork Lunchers. So yeah, again, awesome. Coach Winkworth could join us again. Apologies for the few little speed bumps, but we got it figured out. My deepest apologies to Coach Winkworth for that. But yeah, absolutely awesome. Yeah, I just all right. Well, I will say this. We are going to wrap. We are going to hear from Shamari Simmons, football-wise, as they get ready to play Kansas. I haven't really touched on that, but I talked to him after practice, and he actually, no, you know what? We'll do that tomorrow. We will do that tomorrow because I don't want to have to cut it off. But yes, guys, this will actually give me a moment to remind you, speaking of football, I got 2 free tickets that you can win here on Pitchfork Lunch for the Kansas game this Saturday here at Sun Devil Stadium. 2 free tickets. 2. All you have to do, hit me up on X at Diablo00, the artist formerly known as Twitter, or my IG, michael.caratanino.5. Send me pictures and or a video. You can send a little video of fun college football tailgating. It'd be nice if it was ASU tailgating, but tailgating. ASU tailgating, but with, a little Dos Equis, because the tickets were I was able to get those through my good friends at Dos Equis. So 2 tickets, lower level, Kansas, this Saturday. Go to my X at Diablo00 or, X, Twitter, whatever you want to say, at Diablo00, my IG, michael.caratanino.5. Send me, or you can even post in the comments here if you want people to see it. Go ahead, post in the comments. It's fine with me. But you get 2 free tickets. I will announce the winner on Friday. There's a few good ones that have been coming in. So, again, get yours in. Still have time. No decision made. Seen it. But, again, 2 free tickets to ASU Kansas this Saturday, 5 p.m. kickoff. It'll be a little hot, but that doesn't matter because we want the Jayhawks to, want to tap their heels 3 times and say there's no place like home. It'll be a tough game. It'll be an awesome game. But 2 free tickets to this Saturday's game, 5 p.m. Sunday, it's Mountain America Stadium, 5 p.m. kickoff. All you got to do is send me pictures, video of you, your best stuff tailgating and, with Dos Equis. So, yes, I would be very, very stoked for that. And, I can electronically transfer them to you, and you get 2 free tickets to the game. You don't already have them. Again, if you're listening on KSRN, go to, obviously, if you're listening on the Casual Sports Radio Network, same thing, at Diablo00. You can find me on X. Again, michael.caratanino.5 on IG, and you'll be all good to go. You'll be all good to go. But yeah, get it in, and I'll announce the winner on Friday, and you will get 2 free tickets to ASU in Kansas. Bam. Pitchfork Lunch lovers. Get on board, man. Get on board. I'm telling you. No reason not to. So, quick recap of today's show. If you missed the beginning, to kick off the show, it was phenomenal. Had Sun Devil men's basketball coach Bobby Hurley, his first appearance on Pitchfork Lunch. Absolutely loved that. Again, talking about the team, that was great. Sun Devil women's soccer coach Graham Winkworth, his second. He was on last season, so forks up to Coach Hurley, forks up to Coach Winkworth as, again, coming on the show. And we talked to him. Again, there were some technical issues, but you'll be able to go back. You can watch it. You'll see it. But, yeah, I mean, Coach Hurley, again, his team, like I said, his brother went in that. He's obviously happy for him. He wants to get there. And, I love what he said. I will give this to you, and you can go back and watch the rest of the interview. But he's like, we don't want to have to play each other, but if they play each other, it is definitely sibling rivalry. They're gonna fight like heck to come out and win that game if they were advancing in the tournament. So again, season let's not get carried away. We're in the preseason stages as official practice already started. So that is. But I love how he said that. And again, just his dad, again, being a coach. And then his brother, obviously, his dad, a Hall of Fame coach. And I mean, in the state of New Jersey, did amazing things. And obviously coach goes on to Duke. But yeah, fun conversation with him. Yeah, a little X's and O's, but just, again, Pitchfork Lunch. I want you to get to know the coaches and, talk a little. Of course, we got to talk their sport and their team because it's coming up and, but always fun to catch up with them. So Coach Hurley, Coach Winkworth, thank you guys very much. Forks up to both of them as we wrap today up, and that'll do it. But again, get your submissions in, man. If you want 2 free tickets to ASU Kansas, you can win them. Just hit me up. Like I said, at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter, my IG, michael.caratanino.5, and pictures and stuff of tailgates or watching college football. None of you just tailgate. I did say in the beginning, watching college football, your college football Saturday, hopefully with Dos Equis, some cool setup, whatever. But with Dos Equis, send it to me, and the winner will be announced on Friday. So get in on it. So, anywho, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'll be at volleyball tonight. You should get out to Desert Financial if you can. But yes, I will be out at volleyball tonight. So you know it. It's a Sun Devil State. I will see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. And as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blaine Baker, Farmer will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's a lane. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow.
Edwards